You're watching Let's Chat.
Well, the Medicare marketing period is upon us, and it's so great to have with us my dear friend Phil with River City Senior Benefits here in the studio. Thanks for coming on, Phil.
Good to see you.
And thanks for sponsoring our poll of the day. I really love that portion of our show, and I know our viewers are engaged with it too.
Absolutely.
So thanks for that. It's fun and it's engaging. The questions are always good. A little controversial with like, when do you eat Thanksgiving dinner? Or when do you put up the Christmas lights, which I did a week ago. So let's get started. What does the Medicare marketing period mean for Medicare beneficiaries?
So they obviously have the opportunity this time of year to look at the plan they've got now. Is it going to still be good for them next year? Some of those plans are changing. What else is out there? You know, some of those plans have gotten better, or there's new plans that have come into our market. So they have a lot of opportunity to look at different changes that could help them.
Being someone in the industry, what would you say is one of the more remarkable changes or new things coming up that people really need to look for?
Well, some co-pays with some plans have gone up that looked really favorable next year. Others have actually come down. Max out-of-pockets have come down. They've added benefits. A popular thing we get a lot of people asking us about right now is, how do I get a food card? My neighbor's got a food card on their plan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So food care is an option?
On some plans.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did you say is this enrollment period lasting, and is that true for Medicare supplements as well?
So the opportunity for Medicare Part D and Medicare Advantage is through December 7th. The Medicare supplements, that's really any time. You know, they can look at Medicare supplements as long as they can go through underwriting and answer the questions. They can change a supplement anytime.
Wow. So I understand our viewing area spans multiple states throughout the region, believe it or not. Everyone's watching right now in all 4 or 5 states. Talk to me about where you're licensed and how you navigate when someone calls you from like outside of Tennessee.
Well, we are definitely in Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia,
Great.
but actually a lot of other states as well.
Wow.
And we get referrals. A lot of times somebody that's happy here will say, I've got a relative in another state, can you help them? And obviously, yes, we can. So,
oh, cool. So talk to me about that process. If someone picks up the phone and calls you, walk them through, because I imagine, is it lengthy with all the questions they have and the things you have to find their unique plan?
Well, yeah, we do. First of all, we have to get a scope of appointment to be able to talk to people. That's a Medicare requirement. But then once that time period's passed, we like to talk to them about what do you have now, what do you like about it, what do you not like about it, what's the cost, what are your medications, you know, who do you want to be able to use as far as providers. So we try to look at all those things and make sure that, and that's whether it's somebody here locally or somewhere elsewhere, you know, we want to make sure that whatever plan they get is not going to suddenly make them have to change doctors. Nobody wants to have to do that.
Right. Well, I find you're kind, knowledgeable, and patient when explaining something sort of complex to like me, I don't really understand this process, but I've grown to as you've been on the show. Why should people call you in River City Senior Benefits?
Because of the fact that we are local and we try to make sure that people are getting into a plan that will work for them, and then we want to be here if they have questions or concerns or problems come up, that we can help them with those, not just now, but for years to come. So we want to try to give people service. And what we're seeing is, like one of the departments of insurance had just recently sent out a correspondence that talked about the fact that people really need to be aware right now, because there's a lot of phone calls and they're not legal. People are not supposed to get cold calls unless they've given somebody permission to call them, but they're being inundated by those calls right now, in addition to different types of advertising. And so the opportunity is there for people to make changes, but the opportunity, unfortunately, is also there for people to take advantage of them. And so the caution is there that really, if somebody calls them unsolicited, they should never give out their Social Security number, their Medicare number, their date of birth. They just really should hang up on those people, because that's where people end up with a plan that doesn't work well for them. So we'd like to have them call us. We will work with them here locally and be able to service them for quite a while.
You finished that off perfectly. So where can we call you? Let's have the information up on the screen, how we can call River City Senior Benefits.
So our phone number is 706-694-3214 is one of our local numbers, and then of course 423-509-8913, so Georgia or Tennessee.
Perfect. And rivercityseniorbenefits.com.
Yes,
Thank you so much for coming on, Phil, and thanks for all you do as a partner for our station. rivercityseniorbenefits.com. Thank you again.
Yeah.